Okay, you guys asked for it. Battle of the Blade Protectors. We're gonna do a review. Hockey Wraparound against the Bauer Blade Protector. Both of them have their pros and cons. We're gonna talk about both and make sure you get the one that's right for you. Let's get to the video. So first off, the Wraparound. As you can see, I've used this before. This was sent to me about a year or so ago. I did a review back in 2017. You can check out of their older model. This is one of their newer models. I'm not sure which one it is. I believe it's called the Ice, but this one you have to tape up so it will fit all of your blade patterns, your curve patterns. So you can put on P28, P29, P88, and you just need tape to wrap it along to keep it connected. We'll show you the pros and cons of that because it's both good and bad depending on what you like. And then we have the Bauer one. I did a review on this one a couple weeks ago, so you can check that out for more info. This one is curve pattern specific, which is good and bad. It's good because it really does lock in, but bad because it is a little bit exclusive. We will be testing this against CCM as well as a Sherwood P28 just to see if it fits across different brands of sticks as well. This one does not need tape because it does have the Velcro strap in there, and then it's got this cross beam here so it can lock right in. Okay, so first we have the P28 curve. This is going on a Bauer Proto R, so yes, it's of course going to fit perfectly, and we'll test that out further. But here we have the Velcro strap. Make sure to get it nice and tight so that it locks in. But that's the installation with no tape needed. Now let's try it on a CCM stick, a True stick, and a Sherwood stick to see if it fits across those different brands. Okay, so now with the CCM stick, we got a P28 curve. We're gonna see if it locks in here, if it fits just the same. Okay, so we are having some struggles here. So this does not fit as well. You can see it's a little bit of a gap on the toe. So there are minor differences across brands with their curve patterns. Can't pull it back any further. A little bit of an imperfect fit there. All right, so now True Hockey. Let's try their version of the P28. See if this fits better. Yeah, that's better. That's almost a perfect fit. That's weird that the CCM one, which is a P28, did not fit too well. This True one, that's pretty identical. That's a perfect fit on the True. No gaps there. Okay, now let's try the Sherwood P28. We're 1 for 2 right now. See if it fits across this one. Same thing as the CCM. There's a little bit of a gap. Just the length of the blade seems to be different across these brands. So CCM, a little bit of a shorter blade, whereas True and Bauer, a little bit of a longer blade on this P28 model. So there you have it. So if you're using it, mainly just want to use Bauer, and then you can use True. Unable to test a Warrior. I don't have one in a P28. Does not fit perfectly on the Sherwood or the CCM. Okay, now with the Hockey Wraparound, the benefit of this one is it is not curve pattern specific, so you can just lock it in right around the toe and then just press on until you get it wrapped around. Now, the drawback to this is that there is a little bit of a gap feeling here, which is needed to be strapped down by the use of tape. I prefer not to use tape because I don't like the grip, and we'll see that later when I start stick handling, but you do need tape to lock it in there, whereas Bauer has the Velcro strap there and then that cross beam that keeps it locked in. So as you can see, fits across all curve patterns. There it is on the True, and here it is on the CCM, and here it is on the Bauer. Fits across every single curve pattern, every single brand, but you do need tape. So now we're going to tape it up and start using it. So you're just gonna wrap it around there. Now you wanna keep these secured on. So you wanna probably tape it right at the edge there so that it's not coming off. I would go right to the edge there and then as tight as you can to secure it to the blade. So you're just gonna wrap it around, keep those teeth nice and tight on the blade just so it doesn't move. Trying to lock it in as much as we can there. That should be more than enough tape. You don't want to do too much. So that'll do it for the heel of the blade. And then once again, you will need it at the toe of the blade or else this will come loose. So then we're just gonna take another strip or two. You don't have to do multiple strips. I like to do more than one just because I really like it locked in, but you can also just do one wrap. I've seen some people do that. So we'll just grip it around there and wrap it in just like that. So that'll lock it in. Now these are available in every curve pattern, but the only drawback is there is a tiny bit of a gap, and you can even see it there, that there is. So yes, it's available for all curve patterns, but it doesn't really lock in on the blade as well as the Bauer. And even now, pushing up and down, you can feel it moving up and down, this little bit of gap. I find it impossible to really keep it fully secure unless I tape the entire thing, which I think is a big drawback with this training tool. Okay, so first just stick handling with the wraparound. Now the tape is new, so it's very secure. It's gonna feel better here than it will when it loosens up. But for right now, you don't notice the tape too much gripping, so the puck's not really flipping because of the blade. I prefer not to have any tape on the stick just because it really drags on this cement. You know, there's a lot of friction as it is. I like that more ice-like feel, but it's not super restrictive or anything. That's a personal preference. If anything, some people like that feeling of tape a little bit more. But overall, it's not the worst feeling in the world, but still that little bit of movement up and down, even as I press on there. It's just something that's in my head. I feel it every time. There's a little bit of disconnect, which goes a long way for stick handling and shooting. It's just not a secure feeling, not as natural a feeling, but not too bad for stick handling, but not what I would prefer. Okay, so after a few minutes of stick handling, we can see the tape is wearing off. Now again, this is a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. Good in that we have less grip, more slide on that pavement for a more ice-like feel, but not as good because it's going to eventually take off the hold that it has securing it fully to the blade, and that's when it becomes too loose. That was my big drawback. So the heel is always gonna be getting worn down way faster. I didn't feel like the toe was a big issue for me because this one, we're not stick handling as much at the toe, so this will stay gripped longer, but definitely will become unhooked or ungripped at the heel a little bit faster. We'll do a little bit more stick handling. Wait till it does eventually fall off to show you what that looks like and tell you what it feels like. So it feels good to pass with. It is nice to have a little bit of tape at the toe just for those toe drags. I actually put a little strip right at the toe there when I'm using my ABS blades, which I'll show you later. It's a nice feeling when you're on the pavement. In terms of stick handling, it's not gonna be something that's really gonna fully disrupt your stick handling. Like, I don't feel like this is really making my stick handling worse or anything like that. It's just a feel thing. It's just a preference thing. That little bit of disconnect on the stick, definitely something I notice. You even hear it a little bit, but definitely just a feel thing more than anything, which I don't prefer. Not too bad. A little different. I feel like it's a little harder to raise the puck, but we'll take a few more. Feels like I have to do a little bit more to elevate the puck. But let's take a bunch of shots, see if I can make that adjustment. Yeah, it's harder to raise for sure. Oh, there we go. All right, so we do have the toe coming off a little. So it's that little bit of movement, right? Doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely does throw you off. You can see last life for this little one strand of tape kind of staying hooked on there. But this is one thing that's a bit of a con for the wraparound, is that tape adds friction, but it also doesn't keep it secured the entire time. So constantly having to kind of either adjust it with your hands, bash it on the ground, or re-tape it. But shooting a little bit different with this one. I feel you have to make a little bit of an adjustment to raise it. Again, you can kind of see these, just a tiny gap between the training aid and the blade that you're pushing there. I just want it to be locked in. That's the biggest thing. I just want this to be locked in. That's the reason I don't use this thing too much. I see why other people like it. Hopefully that doesn't give you guys any trouble, but for me, that's just too big of a gap for me to really use it consistently. But let's take some more shots. Let's try the Bauer one now. All right, now with the Bauer blade protector. Oh man. Whoo. Right. these pucks, man. They're nice. Oh. Oh yeah. Let's go 4 shots with the wraparound here. Oh, that was a nip. That one felt good. Oh, that one did not. Oh, I just feel like I'm more consistent with the Bauer one. I don't know exactly why, but you get some good shots off with this one still though. All right, let's switch on over to the Bauer. Oh yeah, yeah, I love shooting with this one. Oh yeah. Oh, top left this time. Oh, that was way over. Yeah, baby. See, I love shooting with this one. Just the fact that it's more locked in. All right, so let's skate with the pucks. This is the Bauer one. Just nice to have a stick that's the right weight. Using your game stick is pretty awesome. Yeah, this feels nice, man. Boom. Same thing with the wraparound. Just skating with the puck, feeling it slide. Again, I just don't like having the tape on, just as we're going like this, but such a feel thing. You might not mind it, but I notice it. But puck stays nice and flat, get to use your game stick. Pretty awesome. Now, anyone who knows me knows I've been using ABS blades forever. I love these things, so if you don't want to use a blade protector, these are a great option, but you're not going to be able to use your game stick, and the ABS blade is quite a bit heavier. You do notice it, but the feel on the ABS blade in terms of the touch and the connected feeling, I think it's second to none. You'll have to deal with the weight, but just the feel on this thing keeps the puck nice and flat. I love these things. I think they're superior for off-ice usage. So, blade protector, if you don't want to use that, ABS blades are such a fantastic option. Maybe shooting, I think, is a little bit better with those blade protectors, but stick handling, passing, all that stuff, these are a great option too. Well, let's try the shooting with the ABS. This is a P28 curve I made with Coast Hockey Shop. I love it, but yeah, it's definitely very bottom heavy. Woo. All right, so let's do a little bit of soft hands testing with each one. So these are the quick touches, this is the wraparound. So this feels pretty good, stays locked in at the heel there. Quick touches with the wraparound are actually quite good, but that tape might flip it a little bit more than you'd like, and there's a little bit of that feeling of the gap there. Now with the Bauer stick blade protector, these soft touches, they're not too bad, but I feel like they grip the blade a little bit more for some reason. I don't know what it is about it, what it is about the material, but just those small area ones. The wide ones like this are fantastic, but these short, smaller ones, just a little bit more difficult. But the most superior one for stick handling, I swear, these ABS blades, they're unbeatable. Just give you that perfect ice-like feel. There's no disconnect because there's no attachment to the blade. This is just a blade I'm putting in to the bottom of a shaft. It just feels so good. Been using these for like 15 years, man. Awesome. All right, guys, there's the comparison between the Bauer stick blade protector and the hockey wraparound. Now, personally, if I was gonna choose one to use, I'm definitely gonna go with the Bauer one for the two reasons that one, it stays locked in better just with this Velcro strap and this lock-in system at the top here. And two, you don't need tape. Those two things are massively important to me for feel, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have any cons. The fact that this only works on Bauer and apparently True, not sure about Warrior, that's definitely a con. It's curve specific as well, so it's not going to fit every curve, every brand. so you're limited a little bit there. The Wraparound still does a good job. It definitely holds its own in terms of staying on, especially at the heel today. I was actually surprised, but the toe still just comes off. There's a little bit of that gap feeling. I wish it would stay locked in. I will say I did like this a little bit better for those quick touches. I felt like it was flipping a little more on this. I think it's just because it lips out a little bit here the more you use it, but I'll have to look more into that. But both do a great job of protecting the blade. I recommend you guys try both though. See which one works for you. Does tape bother you? Does that little bit of moving bother you? Because if it doesn't, then you'll definitely want to go with the Wraparound. But if it does, go with the Bauer. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.